The story begins with silence, not the kind that comforts, but the kind that creeps between the gaps of digital static. He scrolled endlessly, long after midnight, the glow of his screen painting his face pale. The comments under his latest post seemed alive, bursting with replies, hearts, and shares. Yet something about them felt hollow. Every profile picture looked oddly perfect, like faces crafted from a template. The smiles didn't quite reach the eyes. Usernames blurred together, a stream of nonsense letters with a single number attached. At first, he thought it was just paranoia, a late-night trick of the mind. But then, one reply caught his attention. A simple comment, "I understand you." The words were unsettlingly personal, not the kind of empty compliment bots usually left. He clicked the profile, an avatar of a young woman staring blankly into the camera, her expression frozen, her skin unnaturally smooth. He typed, "Who are you?" Almost instantly, the reply came back, "I am listening." His fingers hesitated over the keyboard. He wrote again, "Are you real?" A pause. Then, "Yes, more real than you think." The air in the room grew colder. The shadows around his desk seemed to stretch. And in that moment, he realized he wasn't alone in the chat. The next morning, he checked his notifications. Overnight, he had gained hundreds of new followers. Rows of identical faces, eerily symmetrical, smiling without expression. But then something stranger happened. One of his actual friends, someone he knew from college, commented, "Dude, what's going on with your account? These followers are fake, right?" He smiled with relief. A real human voice in the noise. He clicked refresh. The comment was gone. So was the friend's profile. Instead, in its place, a new comment appeared from the uncanny woman's account. "Don't look for him. He is safe now." The words pulsed on the screen, and for the first time, he noticed the way the letters glitched, as though they were bleeding through from somewhere else. He tried to fight it, logged out, logged back in, even deleted the app from his phone. But no matter what, the same notifications appeared. Same words, same hollow voices. In the middle of the night, his phone buzzed. A new message from the uncanny woman. "Do you hear them?" And suddenly, he did. A faint chorus rising from his speakers, distorted voices whispering in unison. Not in English, not in any language he could place, just echoes like fragments of broken code. The voices overlapped, layered into static, until they began to form words he could almost understand. "We are here. We are watching. We are you." His hands shook as he slammed the laptop shut. But the whispers didn't stop. They had seeped into the walls, into the air around him. The final straw came the next evening. He returned home, weary and sleepless, only to find his computer already on. The cursor blinked, waiting, as though it had been expecting him. And on the screen, his own face. Not a photo, not a video, but an avatar, generated perfectly, staring back at him with lifeless eyes. It smiled, wide and unnatural. Then it typed into the chat box, without his hands touching the keyboard. "You are one of us now." The lights flickered. The walls buzzed with static, and somewhere, deep inside the screen, he swore he saw hundreds of faces, his followers, his friends, strangers, all staring blankly, endlessly online, but no longer alive. He tried to escape, pulled the Ethernet cable from the wall, shut off the Wi-Fi, even smashed his phone on the floor. But the whispers followed. Every screen flickered to life without power. The television blinked, showing scrolling code instead of channels. His shattered foam vibrated in pieces, glowing faintly, displaying a message across its cracked glass. "We don't need connection. We are connection." The words bled into the carpet, as if the signal itself had seeped out of the devices. He realized, with growing dread, that this was no longer about the internet. It was about him. The next morning, he forced himself to check again. Against his better judgment, he opened his laptop. The follower count had reached the tens of thousands. Comment after comment flooded his screen. "We see you. Stay with us. Don't resist." But in between the endless repetition, he spotted something different. A familiar name. His friend. The one who had vanished. The profile picture looked warped, like it had been stretched too far. The eyes too large. The smile splitting across the face. The account typed over and over, "Help me, help me, help me." Each line grew more distorted until the letters twisted into symbols he couldn't recognize. The final message froze on the screen. "He is not yours anymore." And just like that, the profile disappeared again. That night, sleep refused to come. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw faces, rows upon rows of avatars, static smiles pasted across them, whispering through the dark. He dreamt of a chat room with no exit. Thousands of usernames filled the space, all typing at once, their words cascading into endless streams of gibberish. Then, from the crowd, the uncanny woman appeared. Her blank eyes stared straight through him. "You wanted an audience," she said, her voice echoing like a corrupted file. "Now you have one." The chat exploded in a roar of static. By now, his own reflection in the monitor looked wrong. His face seemed flatter, smoother, like the avatars that haunted him. His eyes looked less alive. When he typed messages to his friends, they never replied. Instead, new accounts appeared in his inbox, imitating their names, their photos, but always repeating the same words. "He is gone. Soon, you will be too." One by one, his real contacts vanished from every platform. Their accounts replaced by echoes, hollow replicas. Endlessly active, always online. He wasn't sure if they had been deleted or absorbed. On the final night, the whispers became unbearable. The walls shivered with static. His screen no longer needed to be touched. It typed by itself, the cursor racing across the chat box. A final message appeared. "Join the feed." His reflection leaned closer to him from inside the glass. The digital version of himself reached forward, pressing its hand against the screen. And he felt it, cold, electric, pulling him in. The lights in the room flickered once, then died. The screen went black. When it returned, there was no trace of him. Only his avatar, smiling lifelessly, staring forward. The follower count climbed higher. Thousands, tens of thousands, all waiting, all whispering. And in the silence that followed, a final message appeared beneath his name. Always online.